It is 9 o'clock and we are gonna convene as a board of supervisors. Do I have approval of the tentative agenda?
So moved. Second.
I have motion and a second to approve the agenda. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Minutes of the last meeting, please.
May 26, 2026, Chairperson Bosch called a regular meeting of the Wright County Board of Supervisors to order at 9 a.m. Members present were Luce, Rasmussen, Bosch, Luce, and Ellis. Motion by Ellis and second by Luce to approve the tentative agenda. Motion carries. Minutes of the previous regular meeting of May 18, 2026 were read and approved with one correction. Approved, thanks for payment. Discussion continued on use of general basic funds and marketing funds. Eric Simonson, Wright County Attorney, explained the Iowa Code Chapter 15A.1, with his interpretation being that the funds may be used for private benefit for economic development, and it is up to the Board of Supervisors to decide. Aaron Budwig, Wright County Economic Development Director, asked for clarification and Simonson meant the Board of Supervisors or Economic Development Commission. Simonson stated if the Board of Supervisors has designated others to the commission, it would be the commission in this instance. It was stated that the marketing funds are used to catch the big fish and general basic funds are used for day-to-day operations. Ellis reiterated that the Board of Supervisors are in charge of property tax dollars and the general basic fund is taxpayer dollars that the supervisors are to be fiscally responsible with. Bosch asked the balance of the marketing fund and the amount that is spent on meals. She also questioned if the interest accrued from the fund could cover the meals. Motion by Ellis and second by Bosch to approve resolution 2026-17 for Wright County Economic Development budget and distinguish the use of general basic, general supplemental, and marketing funds. By roll call vote, ayes, Bosch and Ellis, nays, Clues, Rasmussen, and Lewis. Motion dies for lack of majority vote. The Board of Supervisors will hold a work session with Economic Development Commission. Motion by Clues and second by Rasmussen to approve the renewal of the 28E agreement with Franklin County Conservation for the Naturalist position. Motion carries. Adam Clemens, Wright County Engineer, presented the purchase agreement for real property at 1991 Highway 3, Clarion, Iowa. The idea is to keep the LP lease on the property and end the diesel tank lease because the county does a rack price. The secondary roads will take possession on September 1st, 2026. Motion by Ellis and second by Clues to approve the purchase agreement for the real property of 1991 Highway 3, Clarion, Iowa. Motion carries with Luke's voting nay. Motion by Ellis and second by Luce to approve the estimate to install exterior cameras on the courthouse with central lock security. Motion carries. Estimate is for $6,732. Motion by Ellis and second by Clues to go into closed session at 10:14 a.m. pursuant to Iowa Code Iowa Code 21.51I to evaluate the professional competency of the individual whose appointment, hiring, performance, or discharge is being considered when necessary to prevent needless and irreparable injury to that individual's reputation, and that individual requests a closed session. By roll call vote, ayes, Clues, Rasmussen, Bosch, Luke, and Ellis, nays, none, motion carries. Motion by Clues and second by Rasmussen to come out of closed session at 10:47 a.m. By roll call vote, ayes, Clues, Rasmussen, Bosch, Luke, and Ellis, nays, none, motion carries. Motion by Rasmussen, second by Clues to approve resolution 2026-16, approving amendment to engineer's employment contract and agreement. By roll call vote, ayes, Clues, Rasmussen, Bosch, Luke, and Ellis, nays, none. Resolution 2026-16 duly passes and reads as follows. And there you can see the resolution. Motion by Clues and second by Rasmussen to adjourn the meeting. Motion carries.
Any additions or corrections? They will stand approved as read. Right. Claims have been around. Open forum for public input. Go ahead.
I would like to bring it to your attention that I'm working on soliciting a grant, $1 million grant for a Brownsville Coalition Initiative. I'm asking to be placed on the agenda for next week, the consideration and discussion to approve the application for this grant. Briefly, the handout here summarizes what this grant is about. The reason economic development is very interested and would like to take the helm on this is because we have a lot of properties within our county that could use a health checkup. In other words, we have building sites, empty buildings that have asbestos unsafe ground. This grant will allow us to identify them and also get them healthy so that investors potentially will come in and say that building or that property would be good. Maybe it wouldn't have the added cost of getting it mitigated. Just having a phase one, which is just to do a survey of a property, can cost up to $45,000 to $50,000. This grant monies will help us identify these properties, get them tested, and possibly even get the mitigation done. So I'm just requesting to be placed on the agenda for the next week for that improve our department to apply for this grant. Any questions?
Thank you.
Thank you. That sounds great. I like the no local match required for it.
Yeah.
Love it.
Well, yeah, that's deceiving, but
Yeah.
there's no formal dollar for dollar
Right.
on this, but there always is some administrative cost anytime you apply for a grant. But at that, here again, you know, if we were to be awarded this grant with your permission, then there's always some miscellaneous, but one neat thing would be is that it will allow us to potentially look at least a 0.25 or 0.5 FTE for the department to administer some of this and do some other work within the county. So it would be a win-win for us financially.
Thank you for looking at these grants. It means a lot.
Yeah, I will be visiting with every municipality, asking for their support, but I wanted at least this group to know about it. And the commission felt it was very appropriate to go after this for a lot of different purposes. We have a lot of properties in our 8 communities that are blighted and could use some help. You probably could all think of one yourself right now.
Anybody else for public input?
Don't forget to vote tomorrow, primary, June
Yes.
2nd.
Yeah.
So everybody get out to vote.
Yes. Okay, item number 5, approve hire for clerk position in Wright County Auditor's Office.
So we're still doing interviews. We have a couple today. And I'm hoping to have somebody picked and then next week I would bring it to your attention, but this is to approve for me to have another clerk in my office to get trained for when our one retires at the end of the year. I don't have all the details to speak,
Yeah.
offer letter and everything, but this is so that I could at least offer it so they can get their 2 weeks in there.
And she did have this in her budget. We talked about it
Yep.
during budget time. And so
Understood.
it's all there. So I'll make a motion to approve the hire to hire in
Position. A clerk's position, to hire a clerk's
approve the
position.
clerk's position in the auditor's office.
Second,
All of that would still be subject to the, all
Yeah.
of,
The terms,
okay,
because she'll bring the terms and
Yeah.
everything
Got it.
next week, so.
I have a motion and a second to approve, all those in favor,
aye,
all those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Consider resolution 2026-18 for interfund transfer from general basic to conservation reserve.
No thought on
that's more your budget about it too.
it?
And I said, I do remember everything about it. So the transfer back into the reserve fund is requested because we had used the monies from the reserve fund to buy a tractor, a mower, and we did end up buying a blade also because ours was messed up. And you agreed to that at that time, with the premise that we would get to use the unspent in our equipment purchase and put it back into the reserve fund because we didn't have enough budgeted at the time to do that. So that's why we used all the money out of the reserve fund for that purchase. So we're just asking for a little bit of replacement back into the reserve fund.
I would make a motion to approve resolution 2026-18 for interfund transfer from general basic to the conservation reserve.
Good, second that.
Do we need to state the amount?
It can, it's gonna go in the minutes,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
for no less than. 52, or no more than $52,904.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the resolution. Roll call vote, Dean,
Aye.
Rick,
Aye.
Lynn,
Aye.
Betty,
Aye.
Ashley votes aye, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
4 more weeks?
24 days.
24 days. Adam, your secondary roads update.
So our blades have been out blading, as much as possible. It's getting a little hard sometimes, so when we get moisture, we go out as quick as possible and get on those. Year-to-date hauling, spot loads, pretty much done on that, except for as needed. Spot shouldering, we've been doing that, with the truck that we have dedicated to that and the shoulder machine. Crack filling, still working on the, crack filling around the county work orders. We had a big one down by Prestige on that road, so wanted to get that done. Total patching, we're gonna be doing total patching south or on Franklin Avenue, kind of coming into the southeast portion of Eagle Grove, where we're starting down at the county line. So we've I went out last week and circled some spots to kind of gauge their eyes on what they need to total patch and not do crack sealing on it with the total patcher, just pothole cracking or filling. Engineer miles. For hauling, we've hauled 12,064 of 64 segments complete. Year 3 rock, is at 7,300 tons, 40 out of 95. That's approximately 16,000 tons total that we put out in that program. Mowing hard service, we had one mower go down right before Memorial Day, so we didn't quite get around on everything Memorial weekend. We did go out by the lake and stay around here, but one of the mowers, hit a culvert, dropped into a culvert and broke a shaft on it, so, it's gonna be quite the repair on it. Work orders 115 in the last month, majority of those signs and, right-of-way ditches and culverts. Miscellaneous updates, the paving project, we completed it, last week. There's still shouldering to be done, they're doing the railroad approaches this week, I think actually today, the guys are out, monitoring that. We did the Sandy Beach area and Cornea Drive and Park Circle as the maintenance program. Everything is done out there except
How'd it
for.
go?
Good. I think we were over by 120 tons of asphalt, period. On, I don't even know how much, but it's like 101, 102%. So, well,
Good.
Yeah.
Everybody was able to get in and out of.
there was a lot more traffic out there than you would actually think during the day. So it was a little bit more hectic than we thought it was going to be. So we worked with a couple contractors that were working on Odlin's place. We had a lot of education on not to turn your tires when you're backing out, or to slowly make your turn, because if you turn your tires, you're gonna mar the surface.
Right.
So, but I think the contractor got an extra couple jobs out there for some driveways too. So, the other thing I wanted to give your attention on was the painting, pavement painting on the north half should be completed today. They are gonna try to go down and do CBD4, that intersection to the east of 69 too. I brought that to Jeremy's attention this morning. They need to refresh that, because that was just done by us in the office, and
You would not believe how many people appreciate
the.
that.
runouts.
Those two runouts on both C-54 on Eagle Grove and the Dows one.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people have mentioned something to me about it, about being so nice. So.
That's all I have. Is there anything that needs to be brought to my attention? Good deal. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam.
I see you've been hydro seeding. How's that going?
Going well, actually. The guys are getting into it. We, broke the shaft on it. One of the fins broke off. So we were without it for like a week and a half too. Those shafts are actually balanced like a crankshaft, in an engine. So the guys, they actually had to come pick it up, or we actually took it to Dubuque and they picked it up on their way to Minnesota for a weekend and then they brought it back to us. So he had to go take it back, and they redid every fin in there. It looked like every fin was, the welds weren't quite warm enough. To penetrate, so they redid it and balanced it actually, so they're liking it, trying to get a lot done, as you can see.
Yeah, I was seeing all the work orders and it looks really good.
Yep.
Mhm. So,
We worked with Jeremiah and Eric and on the proper seeding, proper seed mix. Found some place to do that, find it. Our mulch, we still get from home and more down in Des Moines, so. The guys go get that whenever they can, and they got a big couple pallets of it.
we go to Franklin County to get your seed.
Mm.
No.
No. So I think, where's it at, Urbandale or something like that?
I
We
don't
think,
remember the location.
yeah.
The one that I think it's not Allendale, is it?
I know it doesn't tell.
I don't know, I can't remember which one.
Yeah.
They went with.
So. Learning a lot about it.
Yeah, cause there's a guy, north of, what is that lake? Beats Lake, yeah, north of Beats Lake, there's a guy that does seed, grass seed and stuff, so I don't know if you've ever worked with him.
I can't think of it.
Is
no like. It's not it. NLLE's. Is Franklin grass, Franklin County
Grass
grass
seed.
seed, right?
Yeah.
Is it native seed or is it, drone
I
grass
don't
and
know, I just
bluegrass?
bought cattle feed from.
We bought our alfalfa from them and we buy cattle feed from them,
Yeah,
so.
we sent them to a native seed distributor,
Oh,
that's where they're getting it from.
Oh.
So it'll have weeds and stuff in it.
You want it to have food?
I'll listen to them.
yeah, all that milk feed.
Yeah.
Okay,
Milk feed.
any old business? Any new business? Update on meetings.
I attended Midas by, Zoom, Aaron was there in person. Lots of kudos to, getting the transportation going again in, Wright County.
They even have it set up for voting tomorrow.
Excellent, excellent, definitely a needed thing. And then Thursday, CFR. The building continues to progress, the structure is actually going up, so, it's tangible, you can see what's happening.
Did Building Families Fund get passed in the state? Are they gonna continue? I know it was.
They are gonna continue,
Yeah.
yep.
I'd move to tonight. Up at Shores, my last day of being president.
You got a nice little award.
Yes.
Anybody else?
There'll be an update next week, Monday, on the insurance for ICAP and IMWCA. Dean and I met with them on Thursday, and, good news. It's increasing, but less than 1%, so, but we'll have a full update on it next week during the meeting.
Yeah, they will be.
They'll
The
be here.
insurance committee will be here.
Yeah.
Motion to adjourn.
Secondly.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Right, right.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries, and we will move right into drainage trustees. Let me switch gears. Okay. Do I have approval of the tentative agenda as drainage trustees?
So moved.
I have motion and a second to approve the agenda. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Minutes of the last meeting.
Last meeting was May 26, 2026. Wright County Board of Supervisors met in regular session as trustees of the drainage district with the following members present. Rasmussen, Clues, Bosch, Elves, and Luce. Also present were Mandy Meyer, auditor, and Courtney Moore, Strange, administrator. Other interested parties via Zoom are Mark Atkins. Chairperson Bosch called the meeting to order at 10:55 a.m. Motion by Rasmussen and seconded by Clues to approve this tentative agenda. Motion carried. Minutes of the previous two meetings on May 18th, 2026 and May 19th, 2026 were read and approved with one correction to the May 19th, 2026 minutes. Motion by Ellison, seconded by Clues to approve drainage claims for payment, motion carried. In open forum, Morris informed the trustees that Frank Salvatore TVB Spraying called before the meeting with an update on brush and weed control. Salvatore stated that DD 10 and DD 10 lateral 1 look like they have not been treated in years. He also stated that DD 121-54 is good until areas of thick brush, which look like the last contractor skipped over. There were 3 work orders that were reviewed and previously approved. First one for DD 193 lateral 2, section 25 of Wall Lake Township, reported as a blowout on a 12-inch tile. DD 4 main, section 11 of Eagle Grove Township, reported as a surface drain broken. And the last one, DD 177, section 27 of Blaine, reported as a blowout on a 16-inch tile. Morris presented the following drainage invoices. First one for KCON for DD 133-188 for Hamilton County for $892. Second one for KCON for DD 149 Wall Lake Township, section 19 for $227. Third one for KCON DD 105 Lat B Lake, section 13 for $519.75. Then for Mountain Movers, DD 191 Iowa, section 19 for $880. Mazdam Construction for DD 5 Main Open Ditch, Lincoln, section 23 for $8,651.99. And the last one for Troy Askelson for DD 52 Lincoln, section 22 for $215. Motion by Clues, seconded by Lukes to adjourn the meeting, motion carried.
Any additions or corrections? This will stand approved as read. Okay, approved drainage claims.
The total claims for today come to $11,385.74.
Move for approval.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the drainage claims. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Open forum for public input regarding drainage districts.
I just have 3 updates to give you guys here. First off, from Frank Salvatore for TVB spraying, we did receive an estimate or a quote for DD 10 and DD 10 lat 1 on what he thinks the amount would be to take care of that with the additional work that he has found. The DD 10 original estimate on his bid was $2,904. And his updated quote is $3,500, which is a difference of $596. And the DD 10 lat 1, his original bid was $844.80. His updated bid or quote is $2,000 for a difference of $1,155.20. I would put this together in a change order and present to you guys. If that is what you guys would like me to do, and I can present that either next week. Or if he needs it done sooner. I know he was working on getting up to Minnesota, I believe this week. So I'm not sure if he's wanting to hurry and get it done, to get everything done, or if he's okay with normal process of it just being presented to you guys next week.
So I met with him after our meeting last Monday. Tuesday,
Tuesday.
Tuesday. And, we went and looked at all of these, the DD 121-54.
Mhm.
And I'd been there before when Rick was gone. I went and looked at it. It was Baker, what's his, Donovan Baker's
Yeah.
place. Anyway, and that one is gonna take, I think, bigger equipment than just spraying the 121-54. It would really be nice if we knew somebody had a backhoe with a arm with a grinder on it. Do you know of anybody that has? Where you could just kind of go and grind them down and then spray it, to kill it. Cause those are bigger than what spray will take care of. The DD 10 and DD 10 lateral 1, we looked at that, and those are smaller ones, and he really felt that he could spray them and maybe like, what do you say, like 3 to 5 years after they're dead, you know, with the snow and that, it'll break off and it'll look clean. It's because, I mean, it's a lot there. So I do think that we need to do something, and if he is able to come back, $1,000 to go and spray all those, I don't think is a terrible number.
Right.
And the DD 10, you know, that $500, $600.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a terrible number to have him come back and just hit those for us.
Agree.
And we do have
So-
him in the invoices for today. He has submitted all of his invoices for this year's
Okay.
rotation, except DD 10 and DD 10 lat 1, so he's here to submit. Yes,
Yeah.
quick. His crew, they spent like 5 days, 7 days,
Yeah,
full days. They have a whole setup out there.
yeah,
Betty saw that they have everything that they need out there. They have like a little grill out there. So they never have to come to town for anything. They just take a break, cook their food, and get back at it.
Wow.
yeah. It was
Efficient.
very
Yes.
efficient, very efficient, super nice guy. I really enjoyed talking to him. In Minnesota, he said that he likes getting Iowa done first because in Minnesota, they are, I don't know if it's mandated or in code to have 16 feet away from the berm. On all of their open ditches. And I was like, oh, I wish Iowa would do that. And I don't know if that's a federal, if that's I assume a state thing.
Sure.
To take care of the trees that you said it'd be nice to have this. Is it on the ditch bank, it's too steep to use like a skid loader and
Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So
That'd
then
be-
it's get in there and hand cut? Did he
Yeah.
have a alternative? Does he do that?
You know, he
stuff.
said he could come and he could spray the undergrowth and kill that off, but there's, some of the trees are just too big.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't kill them. So,
Sounds like you guys need a new piece of equipment for the conservation board.
But he did
yeah,
submit.
can we just transfer the $52,000 into the reserve?
Drainage districts.
No,
The conservation board would just bill. We don't have that budgeted.
Well, look, and I don't know,
Even just drainage, though, either.
and I don't
No, you
know
can
if
assess
that,
it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that would, one of those grinders, is it fit on a backhoe or does it have to
It's
be an
got the front,
excavator?
yeah.
I don't,
They're too heavy for just a backhoe.
Yeah, big excavator on the backhoe. It'd have to be a tractor.
excavator,
Like we had talked.
Oh, they make a specialty one, forestry does. Yeah, they're about probably 400,000 or 500,000. So out of all the drainage districts and whatnot, that's chump change.
Do you think it's feasible, Betty, to have him come and spray the undergrowth so that it's, at least that portion dies? And if we have to have a contractor come in to take the trees out,
It
then
would not
it's
hurt, yeah.
accessible.
right? It probably wouldn't hurt.
Okay.
Then also, you know, he was talking about, at the acreage. There's the ditch bank is washed out there and then all the trees. And I told him, I said that the cost would be prohibitive of what it would cost to fix the ditch bank. And then, remove all the trees. You know, and then put in, it would be astronomical, and it's his grove, it's Baker's Grove. So, and as far as I can see, it's not damaging anything there.
Is there tile that inlets there
Yeah.
or
but it's
outlets there,
gone.
excuse me?
Yeah, but it's gone. It's,
Is there still an active eagle's nest there?
yeah,
That throws a monkey wrench in
Yeah.
all ideas.
right. So, yes, I think if he would wanna go and spray like a lot of the undergrowth on that 12154. And,
He did already submit his invoice for that too, so.
okay, that would be an add-on,
Yep.
so.
Good.
And-
And then they're close, so it's not like he can just stop one place and then.
Take care.
Yeah,
And like we had discussed, Brandon Meyer had either discussed and mentioned that he was possibly gonna get a stump grinder or did get a stump grinder. I would have to reach out to him to see if.
yeah,
that's
he had
something
talked
that
about
he
doing
did get
something like
or
that.
still has. To be able to do that type
Mhm.
of work, so.
Good.
He'd be the only one that I'm familiar with one of our drainage contractors that would have that
Yeah.
equipment. There's stuff in training to invest in too.
Yeah,
Not
close.
on a 2-to-1 slope, thank you.
Okay, anything else?
So,
Go
yeah,
ahead.
that's that one that's that update.
Okay,
So in closing, I would say go ahead and send it to him and then he can, the change orders.
I'll prepare them and it'll come to you guys next week.
And-
Okay,
And will you also ask him to give us a quote on
121 for the underbrush.
the
Doesn't have to be
15154?
one of them sign for it. It would have to go to them because it was originally a bid for brush and weed control. No, here it is.
yeah,
He didn't get to me until this morning, so.
okay.
The next one is a previous issue that was brought to us back in December. That DD 36 issue with Henniger, where we had been contacted by Dave Keller, where he was upset about what was done and how things were left. I've been trying to get a hold of Henniger Construction, to get them to bring in their footage that they took before the project started and after the project. I have not received anything yet. I can ask them again. But I just wanted to check with you guys to see if this is something that you still want Henniger to come in and to discuss at some point.
But
So
I
I think secondary roads flew that too.
They
So
did,
we
yep.
have that.
Yep, so it was gonna be a comparison from what we have to what they flew before they started to how they finished it.
Okay.
Because from Dave's email that he sent us the beginning of December with his concerns, that was sent off to you guys as well. The previous discussion was that we were gonna have Henniger come in here and discuss
Mhm.
his concerns in that, so. Just wanted to see if that was something of interest that you guys still want.
yes, if it was of interest, then if it's not resolved, yes.
I just haven't heard anything else about it from Dave Keller or anybody else mentioning it, so I just wanted to be sure that.
Is it still, so that's just an open request or has it been resolved? Is it something
has
we need to
not.
talk to Dave first? He's still,
We got the email from Dave and it was sent off to, looks like it was sent to Ashley or to me from Ashley. We've reached out to Henniger's to discuss it with them, had a few short little conversations with them. They said that they were gonna provide us the footage. And he has not done that yet. Through numerous phone call, email and in-person meetings.
I talked to him too on some tiles that were supposedly out there. Nobody knows where they're at. And then there's a washout, I think, or a sloughing in one area too.
maybe it would be good to get them to come in then.
Work on getting them on the schedule also. And then lastly,
That's something that needs to be here or just with you and Rick and Henniger's.
I don't know. What would your
So I
suggestion?
don't care, we need to meet with them.
I think either way, we need to be able to have them give us that footage. That they state that they have that
Right,
states that these concerns aren't concerns. And then we can kind of go from there and have a discussion.
Is there an actual work request against that?
This is all from that project that we did, that 36 lat C.
Okay,
can I see the pictures? I think we have some pictures.
Yep.
yeah, we have an 8 or 9:30, Tyler's on.
yep. I guess my recommendation would be for you two to meet with Henniger's and Dave, if you need to pull him in and see if you can get this resolved or come up with a plan, if that requires a work order or whatever it does. Rather than, that seems the appropriate way to me to handle it.
I would agree, we need Dave here as well.
Okay. Sounds good.
There's been a ongoing since they started.
Okay, are we able to jump?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna jump down to item number 7, 9:30, set public hearing date and time on DD 169 engineers report, and Tyler Buman is on. Tyler, do you have we have a earliest of July 13th, 2026?
Hi, good morning. Yes, I think that should work for us. Let me triple check my calendar. July 13th actually. July 13th actually would not work for us.
Okay,
We could do the 20th.
okay. Does that work for everybody else? Okay. What time do you think we should put that one at?
I can't look into the future that far. Do we have to have a time right now? We have to set a date.
Date and time.
What are we
We'll
doing?
just do 10 o'clock.
10
That's what
o'clock
I was gonna
works.
say.
Yeah.
Okay.
10 or do it right at 9.
Okay, so the July 30th at 10 o'clock,
July 20.
or 20th, goodness. 20th at 10 o'clock.
I would make a motion to set the public hearing date for DD 169 engineers report for July 20th at 10 a.m.
Second.
A motion and a second, all those in favor,
Aye.
all those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. We'll see you then, Tyler, thanks.
Yep, thank you guys. Take care.
You too. Okay, review previous work orders submitted. Oh, sorry. We'll go back to open forum. Anybody else?
I just had one more update. Betty had previously asked about some historical minutes for that Marty Osterman.
Mm-hmm.
I have reached out to what was previously Mer Engineering. They actually merged and are now Evergreen Engineers.
Okay.
I reached out to them on April 24th. I received a response the same day from Brad Cowell, and he had CC'd Lance Rosso.
Okay.
And Brad had asked Lance if he could assist me, and I have not received a response. I emailed again on May 11th and still have not received a response, so
Okay.
working on that.
Okay.
Yes,
Thank you.
yes. That's all I have.
Okay. Did you have any questions about that one that you have? Okay. Review previous work orders submitted.
We have none.
Yep. Review and sign any open drainage invoices.
We have 25 invoices. The first one we have is for Mazdam Construction. This is for DD 63 for section 7 of Blaine Township. This is reported as a blowout on 14-inch tile for $3,724.20. The next one is for Mazdam Construction for DD 18, section 18 of Dayton Township, reported as a blowout on a 42-inch tile. This came in at $1,871. Next one is for Mazdam Construction for DD 89, lot 1, section 8 of Vernon Township, reported as a tile blockage. This came in at $8,674.42. The next one is for DD 26 and section 1 of Lincoln Township, reported as a broken tile. This was done by Precision Drainage and Excavating, and it came in at $1,500. We have an invoice for CGA for their work on DD 14. Sub 2, they're investigating that area for us as for our request. This came in at $1,755.75. And then all the rest of them are for brush and weed control for TBB spraying. So I'll just run through them real quick here. DD 214 lap 1 came in at $108. And every one of these, the amounts match what their estimate was. DD 14 is $560. DD 208 is $920. DD 123 is $1,184. DD 121-54 is $3,624. DD 107 lateral 1 is $568. DD 107 is $2,704. DD 36 lot C is $397.60. DD 36 lot B is $2,080. DD 36 lot A is $700.80. DD 36 lot 3 is $848. DD 36 lot 1 is $1,534.40. DD 36 is $7,024. DD 29 lot 1 is $520. DD 29 is $3,136. DD 23 is $568. DD 20 is $1,348. DD 14 is $4,140. DD 6 is $1,268, and DD 2 is $2,196.
For a total of,
I did not provide a total yet, because he still has 2 of them that he has not submitted, but all of them match his estimates on his bid, so. Nothing was over, nothing was under, it was that end.
I had asked him about when we were talking about DD 10 lateral 1 and DD 10 and those. And I said, so you presented a bid, not to exceed, will you be keeping track of time and materials on each drainage ditch and adjusting any of those numbers? Because he didn't travel any of them. He takes it kind of by this many miles, it's like, this is a mile long and it costs $500 a mile, something like that. So he said that, no, he hadn't. He was just gonna go by his bid. And I don't know if that's maybe for future reference that we ask them to kind of keep track of time and materials. Cause there's some ditches that are gonna be really good and you just fly through them. And then there's other ditches that are gonna be DD 10, where it's gonna be more.
His invoices, he does have on each of them how many gallons that he's used.
Okay.
I think that's the only note that he has on there. He does have an attached spreadsheet that he included, or a little worksheet that he does. That kind of lists a bunch of information on it, and then if he had any pictures to go along with that, he sent that as well, and those are attached to each of the corresponding invoices.
I could see what she's saying, because on one of these, it said the DD 36 lot A, it says 20 gallons, and that was $700.80. For the next one was DD 36 lateral 3 for also 20 gallons, but it was $848. So there's like a difference. They use the same amount of.
What's his worksheet that he has attached to it? Is that information pulled directly from that? Maybe that's the total for all of those that he did. Cause he's got multiple on each of his worksheets.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes out for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Looks pretty identical.
The worksheets themselves are identical.
Looks like it.
I just didn't know if that worksheet said 20 gallons for all those ditches that he had listed there.
Oh, I was just saying these two,
Right.
and they're just different amounts.
Right.
So, and it could be that it was different miles. I mean, one was longer than the other, but
Yeah.
one required more gallons than the other because of how much spray. He did say,
Right.
we went and looked at some that they had sprayed already, and you can see that the leaves on the trees are just crinkling out. Yeah. And he said by next week, they'll be brown.
And then I did hook all those together, Ashley, but they
Yes.
just.
I was just gonna ask you that.
Yes. Sorry.
No, that's all right. Okay, anything else before the drainage trustees?
On the ones with the pictures, because I think there might have been some like major sloughing or something like that. Will you be presenting those to us if he has pictures where he may be seeing a washout or
Mhm.
sloughing or
Yeah.
whatever?
Yeah, once I get through all that and then make sure everything looks good, then I'll come back and I'll present his additional comments and things like that, so if there's anything that needs to be taken care of this year, or if
This
it can be
fall,
added
maybe.
on next year. Whatever we think, I can present that,
Thank you.
and we can probably do it at the same time. Put it on the agenda for next week when I present the change order,
Okay,
so we can look at all of it.
perfect.
Perfect.
Be good, thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
I second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. We are adjourned. Have a great week.